Hi, welcome to Splash and Go. Nate Ryan here with Jeff Burton, and the penultimate race of the season, Jeff, ISM Raceway near Phoenix, and we've got 2 slots left here in the championship round. We don't know who's going to advance. We know that right now Kyle Busch, Joey Logano above the cut line, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Chase Elliott all below the cut line. Just how do you size things up, first of all?
Well, first of all, I think what really makes it confusing for not only us, but for Kyle Busch and Joey Logano, is I would not be surprised for Denny Hamlin or Chase Elliott to win this race at Phoenix. I think either one of those guys could win this race. I think it's more of a long shot for Blaney and Larson. But the other 2 guys, they could win this race. And they know they have to, right? So they go into that racetrack with a different mentality. They go into, it's win or records. Like, they don't care. And that makes them dangerous. They have the same attitude going into that race that the 4 guys that go to Miami will have about that race, right? So it makes them very dangerous. If I'm Kyle and Joey, I'm assuming that one of those other 2 guys wins, and now I have to beat the other guy because at that scenario, one guy gets in on points. Joey Logano would love to just race just Denny Hamlin and be able to beat him in on points, but he can't rely on that. So I think it's going to make Phoenix just extremely fun to watch, extremely stressful for them.
So Joey Logano is going to act as if one of these guys below me is going to win, and I've got to find a way to get ahead of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, though, has said that, hey, I'm 2 points ahead of Joey Logano. I'd like to be more points ahead, but all I really have to do is worry about finishing ahead of the 22, and I should advance, right?
I think that's right. I think as long as he finishes in front of the 22, he should be okay. Here's the problem. That team hasn't exactly been operating at the top of their game either. Like, Kyle Busch, I think, would say, look, we've not been as good as we're accustomed to being. He's been the best at Phoenix. We talk about Harvick all the time. Recently, it's been Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch goes to Phoenix with a ton of confidence. Denny Hamlin went to Martinsville with a ton of confidence and wasn't able to win that race. So, these races aren't easy to win. And just because you won the last one, you don't get any points for that this week. You got to go earn it, and everybody else wants to win it too.
Right.
And it's not an easy path for either one of them.
So we've talked Kyle Busch, we've talked Joey Logano, we've mentioned Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott. You both think they can win. Is there a case to be made for the other 2 guys who are eligible, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, any route to the championship round for them? So
there's a route. I mean, there's certainly, Blaney has impressed me. Blaney's been steady, just not spectacular. But he needs to be spectacular. Steady, I don't think is going to cut it. Now, with the unpredictable races that we've had, anything can happen. And at that point, then they'll have to change gears, and maybe they can point their way in. But my belief is that Hamlin, Blaney, Larson, Chase Elliott, an average day isn't going to cut it. They got to go out and be spectacular, and which is, again, why I think it makes it very dangerous for Kyle Busch and Joey Logano.
All right, we'll be keeping our eye on 6 playoff drivers at ISM Raceway. There'll be 30-some other drivers who are also racing in this race. One of them, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., will be stopping by Motor Mouths Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern on NASCAR America. Check that out. Thanks for watching Splash and Go.
Hey Motorsports fans, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe before you go for all the latest news and highlights across motorsports.